Good morning, traders. Who's ready to get underneath a little bit of duck and weave because we never know when stocks are going to turn? But one thing's for sure, the bull market is in full effect. I've been talking about it, full bubble mode. We can't break this. The bull is here to stay. Let's keep looking for what opportunities we can find in the market today.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning, traders. And what type of coffee drink? They were just telling me I was getting a little sleepy, so I had to wake up for you guys, like always. Let's bring on the boys here. Of course, we got Nick Brown, we got Ryan Faluna in the house. And yes, if I get sleepy during the show, you guys wake me up. I'm not bringing that energy level down. I'm keeping it flying high, baby. Let's go. Let's get into the market. Today is one of those days where we come in and we're like, did we even see negative news on Microsoft reporting down? Because, I mean, the SPY is just liftoff mode. 459 now. I mean, we're in reach for all-time highs. I mean, let's just be honest. And I don't think anybody would have gave you that before the year started. Even Tom Lee, I don't think was saying all-time highs before the year started.
Yes, he was.
He was giving it before the year started, Nick? You're that type of person. You're that type of person that you've been watching him.
Yes, he started off at 47.50, I believe, and he's now going to 40 a few weeks ago, 48.25. You have Yardeni saying 5,400 within next year.
5,400. Well, if that's the case, Nick, then I don't know why anybody would hit the short button. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the stock market action today. It seems like we definitely are getting that nice little lift. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my swing trade action that I have on. I have 9 positions on right now. I've been trying to work up to take more and more swing trades, right? Why? Because it's working for me, guys. And one thing that really, to tell you the truth, it hasn't been working as much is the day trading action for me. So what did I just do a little bit of a pivot on? I said, you know what? I'm just going to swing trade even more. I'm going to try to get to the point where I could trade 10 to 15 names at a time on swing trading. Now, of course, this is going to take some patience, some kind of watching of what? Risk management, capital preservation first, then profits. Always worry about the names that are in the red versus the names that are in the green because we want those to keep moving. Let's get to the action. I'm going to start with the red first. Names that we got to be a little bit that I got to be a little bit careful with today, which is American Airlines. We'll see if that can hold the 1650s. It did make a little move in the pre-market below that, but now I'll look for it to just lift right back up there towards the 17s. I got Tech. Tech is an industrial metals and minerals stock. We'll see if this can go right back above. Don't want to see it break 42s today. We'll see what happens there in Tech. All right, and then let's go into the green positions. The smallest green that I have is CNEX. Of course, looking for aluminum to continue higher. I have this at 916. So now I'm just starting to get into the green as you see the bid jump up there. We'll look to see if this goes to 950s and 10. I'm looking for aluminum to take that uplift. PXD, who has been talking about oil giving the flip? Well, there you guys see it. I saw it mentioned in the chat a little earlier today. Who is it? Born. Talking about how oil is up 20% in the month. We've been talking about it here on live trading. I hope you guys have been sticking with oil to the upside because it does look like we're definitely getting that action here. XOM holding that 105 yesterday, looking really good. We'll look to see if these can keep going. I have PXD from 217.95s. That's starting to get the move. We'll look to see if it keeps pushing. BJ, of course, I've been talking about this one for a while now, finally getting into the 66 handle. As I start pushing it above the 66, I'll look to take half off and then look for it to fill the complete gap up move up there towards at least 68.86 or 68.75. We'll see what happens there on BJ. Looking really good there. All right, let's keep going because there's more stocks in the green and we're looking great here. Ross Stores also in the green. We'll look for this to keep pushing towards 115. I have Hyatt that I want to see keep pushing towards above this high here to the left, 124.86. A close above that, going to be looking really good. I got this at 120.08. Micron, really good swing position on Micron, guys. I took this on Tuesday at Start Swing Trade live in front of you guys. So if you guys aren't watching Start Swing Trade, what the hell are you waiting for? I mean, come on. Look at that move in Micron. And that was just in 3 days. And what kind of heat did you take? Dude, honestly, I think you would have taken what? Maybe like 20 or 30 cents of a downside action there. Really nice move there. Micron up there to 70.49 now. I'm in at 65.92s. Looking great on that position. Valet looking also good. We'll see if this can hold the low today of 1490s. Don't want it to fill the gap, because if I let it fill the gap, it can come all the way down to 14s. I might just sell it today. We'll see what happens there. I'm still up 6.7% on this position. So if I take the money and run, will I be mad? Hell no. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get out of my stock charts. I'll bring mine down, and we're going to go ahead and get over to the boys. Let's go over to Ryan's outlook on the S&P 500, or the SPY in our case, right? And we'll take a look at some of the stocks that he's looking at today.
Yep. Well, you kind of covered it earlier. We are in straight up bull mode here, right? Well, I was waiting for a pullback. We didn't get it. So we've got some of the levels marked off to the upside here. 462.50-ish right in there. Looks to be the next level here, then 473 and 480. So we'll see where we end up going. As far as this goes, again, I was completely caught offside. I do not think that the economy is very strong. I think that it's going to continue to weaken. I think that the market is inevitably going to sell off here, but I've been wrong so far. So if you can't beat them, join them. Got to play the hand that's being dealt to you. And right now we have a market that's raging. So looking for some upside trades there. Looking over at the movers tool here, we got a couple that are in play here today. First one's going to be Mallinckrodt. This is ticker MNK. This had tradable opportunities yesterday, multiple, and it looks like we're kind of holding it again today. So marking off some of these levels, this is what we want to look for. 240, going to be that high spot here. Looks like we've already kind of dipped to about 206 and held it. Let's see if we stay above 2. Some of these other levels in here will come into play if we end up breaking down, but MNK definitely on the list. I think some of you actually swung this from yesterday. Unsure if you guys are still in it, but I know people were talking about that. Another one from yesterday is going to be TUP. So good old Tupperware had another huge move here yesterday. Pre-market, another big move here today. So looking good. Here's yesterday's intraday high at 213. Apologize for all the sound here. Looks like 238 going to be the high. We're kind of flagging in here. Let me go ahead and add that VWAP back here. We'll see what kind of trading we get. We are definitely extended from the VWAP here, so I'd actually like for this to pull back out of the open first. Next here is going to be CTCX. It looks like this is actually kind of curling up. We'll see if we get any range breaks to the top. I didn't see. Yes. Okay. Carnell Therapeutics announces a merger. Oh, this is the merger stock. Shoot. Sorry about that. I'm not sure how well this is actually going to trade today with this being a merger. Totally mixed up my tickers there. Sorry about that, folks. LPCN. This is the other one with the PR. This is a phase 2 study meeting its primary endpoint. So if we take a look here at the chart, you can see that this popped. It actually held. This is the type of action that I really like to see, right? When it comes back in and holds. When it comes back in and holds here, this generally sets up for another move to the upside. We'll see if we get that here in LPCN today. First thing I wanted to see it do is actually reclaim the VWAP and then move above that 585 level. I'm not going to talk about Meta because I'm going to have Nick actually cover that. Royal Caribbean here up on earnings too. Nick, are you ready to go over some of these earnings?
Yes, we have tons. I mean, this morning was the busiest.
I was going to say, I wanted to leave you some time. So let me get my chart up here. I'll drive. Let me know what you want to take a look at first.
We're just going to start off with Meta because that's a big one, moving the NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures are up like 200 some points. Meta reported Q2 results yesterday. EPS $2.98. Estimate came in at estimate was $2.87. Revenue $32 billion, above expectations of $31.06 billion. Facebook monthly active users, 3.03 billion. Estimate was for 3 billion. Sees Q3 revenue, 32 billion to 34.5 billion. Better than expectations of the estimates of 31.18 billion. They see full year total expenses, 88 billion to 91 billion. Previously saw 86 billion to 90 billion. Reality Labs operating losses to rise year over year in 2023. They're going to continue to invest in opportunities, including AI and the metaverse. And AI was said 59 times on the conference call. eBay, ticker eBay, adjusted EPS of $1.03. Expectation was $1. Revenue 2.5 billion. Expectation was 2.5 billion. 30% of users tried AI feature in Q2. They declare a cash dividend of 25 cents a share. They see Q3 adjusted EPS of 96 cents to $1.01. Expectation was for 69 cents. They see Q3 net revenue 2.46 billion to 2.52 billion. Expectation was for 2.46 billion. Next, Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG. This stock is getting hammered after hours. EPS came in at $12.65. Estimate was for $12.31. Revenue 2.51 billion, just slightly below expectations of 2.53 billion. Excluding restructuring costs, closure expenses, and other items, they earned $12.65 a share. Restaurant level operating margins expanded at 27.5% from 25.2% in the year ago period. Same store sales grew 7.4%, falling just shy of estimates of 7.5%. And they're saying for Q3, same stores growth in the low to mid single digit range. That stock is still getting hammered after hours. Lam Research, LRCX, adjusted EPS $5.98, estimate $5.07. Sales 3.21 billion, estimates for 3.13 billion. They expect Q1 adjusted EPS of $6.05 to positive or minus 75 cents. And they expect Q1 sales of in the range of 3.4 billion to anywhere plus or minus 300 million. Honeywell, ticker HUN, adjusted EPS $2.23, estimates for $2.20. Revenue 9.15 billion, estimates for 9.16 billion. They see full year adjusted EPS $9.05 to $9.25. They previously saw $9 to 25 cents. Estimate was for $9.16. So they're bumping their range up to what they previously saw and what estimates were seeing. And they see full year sales to 36.7 billion to 37.3 billion. They raised their sales and adjusted EPS guidance. Southwest Airlines, ticker LOVE, adjusted EPS $1.09, came right in expectations of $1.09. Operating revenue $7.04 billion, estimate was for $6.98 billion. Passenger revenue $6.41 billion, estimate was for $6.35 billion. Adjusted net revenue $693 million, estimate was for $689.9 million, and adjusted operating income $807 million, above expectations of $846 million. Comcast, ticker CMCSA, adjusted EPS $1.13, above expectations of 97 cents. Revenue $30.51 billion. Estimate was for $30.09 billion. Company lost 19,000 domestic broadband subscribers. Customers continue. Comcast continued to bleed traditional cable TV customers, losing 543,000 subscribers during Q2, and adjusted losses from Peacock were 651 million. Crocs, ticker Crocs, adjusted EPS of $3.59, estimates for $2.97. Sells $1.07 billion, estimates for $1.04 billion. Expects Q3 revenue of $1.013 billion, in the range of $1.034 billion, estimates for $1.06 billion. Expect Q3 adjusted EPS $3.07 to $3.15, estimates for $3.09. They see full year 23 revenue to $4 billion to $4.06 billion. Prior guidance was $3.945 billion to $4.045 billion, and the estimate was for $4.02 billion. And they see full year adjusted EPS to $11.83 to $12.22. Estimate was for $11.57. They did raise that guidance. They previously saw $11.17 to $11.73.
And Crocs, of course, Jay Rice has been trading this quite a bit. He's given us the trade plan on this. This actually trading right down to its 200-day. So interested to hear from the group here if you guys think that this is a long opportunity here. Sorry to interrupt, Nick. What's next?
I was going to say it's interesting because I thought Crocs had a good quarter. They raised the guidance, they beat. So it's just another one of those people digging for results. MasterCard, ticker MA, adjusted EPS $2.89, estimates for $2.82. Net rev 6.36 billion, estimates for 6.17 billion. Purchase volume 1.84 trillion, estimates for 1.83 trillion. Cross-border volumes 424%, estimates for 427.3%. I know we're open. We didn't get to Royal Caribbean, McDonald's. We'll cycle through those during live trading.
Okay, sounds good. We'll wait for Mitch to come back. Definitely bringing up the scanner here. MNK, first move here is down to the VWAP, plunged right beneath its VWAP. Let me bring that up here. So MNK, what we get, if you're going to trade this today, we definitely want to wait for a setup. Man, what is going on with my indicators? What is going on? I will try and fix it here. But MNK, nice little pierce through the VWAP. Maybe it's bouncing here off the VWAP. We'll see. On MNK, looks like it is bouncing here a little bit.
I was going to say, Ryan, what did you think of Fed Powell yesterday in the press conference? He was pretty much, it was a carbon copy of June. He really didn't say much.
Yeah, he didn't really say much. He focused on data dependent. Nothing was really new. I certainly did not think there were going to be rate cuts coming this year. Sounds to me like we're probably not going to get any in 2024 either, as rates stay higher for longer. He really kind of just kept going back to the data dependent. There's going to be, you talked a lot about the break in between the two Fed meetings and how it's the longest one. He said that a number of times. There's going to be a number of different data points to look at. So I'll be honest, I was completely offsides. I thought that was going to be a really, really volatile thing. It really wasn't. I mean, I know the SPY went back and forth a few times like it always does, but yeah. I thought there'd be a bigger, more pronounced move. We just didn't get it. So
it was very interesting because stocks did rally there was a period of time where they started to come up and then they eventually came down, and it was like, what was the rally for? But there were two questions that were in focus, Ryan. I don't know if you caught them. It was one, when he commented, he didn't really comment on the banking merger on the Bank of California, PacWest. He alluded to that a little bit. But then the other headline people were talking about, he doesn't see inflation to 2% till 2025. Those two headlines coincided with the low of the day at like 3:09 p.m. So it was like we saw the low of the day, and then we started to tick back up. It was very interesting to hear his press conference and how he kind of just said data dependent. We don't see any rate cuts this year, and we'll see what happens in September and November. Yeah.
All right, Tupperware. Let's see if this is actually trying to bounce here. Let's see if this tries to bounce off of its VWAP here on Tup. First move was down, it bounced, it's recovered its VWAP. It's kind of flirting with this level here. We'll see if this ends up pulling away. Kind of tempted to try some here. I might try some 219 right under here. See if this ends up working. All right, come on, Tupperware. I'm going to have a quick out on this because, again, first move here is down, especially right at the open here. I like to just kind of keep myself protected. We'll see if this ends up going. Long Tupperware here for a potential bounce above VWAP. We'll see if we get it. Crows and CTCX. All right, I'll get to that here in a sec. I don't have any stop sets, so I don't want to take this off my screen. Top moving lower here now. Breaks this low, I'm going to be out, I'm afraid. Okay, it's got to bounce right here. We'll probably be out. Come on, Tup. Come on, Tup. Come on, Tup. Let's bounce. I'll switch. I'm sorry that I'm locked up in this trade here. I'll take a look at some of the other ones in a sec here, folks. Come on, Tup. You got to bounce here. WIS trying to trade MNK. All right. I'll go check in on all these plays here as soon as we get resolution on this top move. Really has to reclaim VWAP here at 220 to get going. See if it does that. OSTK, Jenny's taking a look at. All right, here. Let me see if I can go through some of these here. Really don't want to take a loss because I'm looking at another stock. I will be extremely upset if that happens. Okay, CTCX, this does look like this is curling back up here. Let's see if we can actually move higher than 480 and then maybe 5 here. on CTCX. MNK, this one maybe found a bottom here. This is trying to do the same thing as TUP, reclaiming the VWAP. TUP at the VWAP right now, by the way. See if that ends up going here. Let's see if MNK bounces. I'll see you folks looking at ULBI. Don't even see that on my, I've never seen that ticker before. Let's see, ULBI. Oh, nice move here out of the open. What is this? Ultralife? I'm not even familiar with what this company is. Power Solutions. Interesting. I'll have to look into this one a little bit more. Crow, if you have any more information on that, I'd be curious on that. I'd be curious on that one. Jay Summers, you're waiting on TUP for a pullback to 205. Maybe we do get that here, 205 pullback. Still kind of sitting at this 218. This is my entry. I have 217.97 on my shares. We'll see if we end up moving higher here. LPCN, how's that doing? Maybe that's bouncing. QS, wow, this is really raging. This should have been the stock to trade out of the gate here. Look at QS. Even tried to come back towards the VWAP and couldn't quite get it. TUP getting rolling here. Let's go. On TUP, don't give up these gains. Don't give up these gains. TUP above the VWAP here. Let's see if we can actually push away and get some more run here. Love to see 230 get cleared out on TUP. That can keep rolling.
I was going to say Meta Platforms highest since February 2022 at the open, as it's up 9%. So we're seeing a lot of strength in tech stocks. Ryan, it is very interesting to note. Did you see S&P 500 is now 5.7%, where it closed on the day the Fed began raising rates in March 2022?
Yeah. So we're up 5 point whatever you said % since the rate rises. Remember when everyone was saying that was going to be the death of the market?
Yes.
Just
we're
making sure.
above 4,600. I think that's the first time in quite some time.
Come on, TUP. I'll be honest. TUP feels like it wants to go here. It's getting a little heavy. I really don't want this trade to go red on me, though. Might have to pull it. Come on, TUP. Come on. Let's move higher. Come on, TUP. 229 is where I've got the high spot from the open. There's a little bit of size there at 227. They took it. Oh, there's 230. Let's go, TUP. Let's roll. Let's roll. Let's see if we bounce. Oh, it's coming all the way back down to VWAP. I was going to say, if this breaks VWAP, I'm out. I can't let this trade go red on me, folks. Oh my God, it brought it all the way back down and stopped me out. Still made some money, but man, what a bummer. TUP, I'm going to wait for this to set up again here. Just rules, folks. That's it. Just rules. Can't trades that go green like that, can't let them go red on me. There's been too much disappointment in the market for that. I'll wait for this to set up again. Okay, let's run through. Here's ULBI. So this Ultralife now. Actually, this did pull back to the VWAP and bounced here. That's actually a pretty decent trade there, too. You were talking about Meta while I was trapped in the Tupperware there. Tupperware going higher here. Boy, that's just fishing my stop. That's annoying. Meta here. So the first move here was down, but it looks like it's getting its footing there. Let's see if we cross through the VWAP and try to go for some more highs here. CTCX.
Wow. Computer is super slow today, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had to kind of fix my computer up here. I don't know why it's acting super slow today.
Because you're tired as well.
Dude, my computer fails me today. Oh my God. Look at Micron go, guys. Let's get this, guys. All right, I have to sell some. If not, I'm gonna be mad.
Which chart are you?
Later. That's gonna be the big blue. Big blue. I got you. Look how slow that is. You see that?
Mitch, you turned it off. You turned me on full screen. What the heck?
We love a full screen of Ryan.
No, we don't. Good Lord.
Do you guys even see that? All I see is gray. That's how bad my internet is. Sorry about that, guys. I'm having some issues today. All right, but Micron, I just sold some right there. I had to sell at least 30% of the position, just to at least just take some profit, right? I mean, I didn't expect to be up 8% this quick, right? Let's just be honest. Like that's the big move pretty quickly there. And so there you guys see it now up above 71s. And this looks like a nice clear breakout. One stock that's definitely on my radar today is Intel. I think this stock could keep going to the upside today. Did a red to green move here. So I'd like pullbacks now towards 34.75, something like that. I definitely would be interested in it. But Intel now starting to take off. It looks like it wants 35. Remember, it reports after the bell today. But I think by that time, you could see it back at 36. I actually really like this stock. I'm kind of missing it. All right, kicking it back to you guys. What are you guys taking a look at? What do you see out there, Ryan?
I'm still watching TUP here. This is TUP is back and forth here. There's some trading action here. This looks like this wants to go higher. Back in here at 224, excuse me. Oh my God, I'm sorry that we are struggling so badly with the production here, folks. Got the screen back up. I'm trying to focus on my trade, and I feel like I'm clicking the wrong things for the actual.
You know how it is sometimes, man. We do multiple hats here. I did get stopped out in AAL out the gates there when it went down there towards 1634s. Didn't want to stay through it through the 1650 cut. It's back above that, so it doesn't look bad, but definitely took the tiniest cut there on AAL from 1679 to 1650. So it's a pretty small cut, but just want to let you guys know there. Also getting stopped out in tech. Tech made an up move out the gates and then came right back down through 42. So stopped out there in tech. Just wanted to mention the names that I'm getting stopped out in. Of course, it's not everything perfect here as tech starts to pull back there. Getting out on that name. Now just have one in the red, CENX. The rest pretty good in the green here. Ross Stores getting a nice little jump out the gates. All right, let's get to the action here. It's all good, Ryan. You can be full screen.
I'm fine.
I like to see you.
I know
Don't
you
worry.
do.
I like to see Nick Brown too.
All right, I'm just scalping TUP back and forth. So I've made basically lunch money scalping this thing. It's kind of all over the place. Really, probably should have just bought and held, but didn't want to trade to go against me here. 234 is the spot. Definitely some huge size there. They're taking it down.
McDonald's coming back today. I'm seeing that. Baba going red to green here. I'll look to see if that could get another move higher above yesterday's high. The 98 there.
We've been pounding China stocks here. We've been pounding China stocks on this show.
Yeah, man. I'm going to look for them to keep going. Netflix coming back now. That actually looks interesting for me because it has a nice little bottoming chart now off of kind of the 422 level.
Bex in TUP at 81. So you've been swinging this. You got some big gains on TUP. You're up a couple 100%. Let's go. That's how it's done. TUP trying to go higher here. Buying the pullbacks on TUP has been working. Here we do. Let's see if we come back in towards that VWAP again on TUP. I don't even need to look at anything else. The action's been incredible here. Lucid popping to highs here, by the way.
All right, trying to get some Netflix below 425s here. So I need the offer to jump down there below 425s, but I kind of like it here on Netflix. It's already going higher. Let's see if I can get the pullback. See what happens. All right, let me get my moo up also. I do have some day trades I can take. Yesterday, getting stopped out there, guys, on, of course. You're toughing it, man.
Topping it up, man. It's going higher here. I'm out of it now, but made some gains on this. We'll wait for another setup. TUP is TUP. What I like about this is that it's extremely liquid. When I hit buy or sell, I get filled at the number that I'm looking at. As opposed to the price dancing all over the place and giving me some random stuff. So
yeah, I mean, just look at the level 2, bro. super liquid, right? I mean,
that's
when
what I'm
you see-
saying. That I like trading that stuff. It makes it easier for me, despite the
yeah.
price going all over the place.
Yeah, stock like this, you can actually like. I'm not the type of person, take your own investment advice, but I normally never market out. But a stock like this, you don't have to worry too much because there's just so much on the offer, so much on the bid that you should get filled somewhere near that, right? Like it shouldn't be too far off of it. Look for Love to recover, and then that's showing you if Love recovers, then maybe the airlines could recover too. Love, I think, could drag some of the airlines down today, so keep an eye out on that.
Well, I was going to say they reported earnings. If you want to hit those, we can.
Yeah, you can definitely let us know about some of the airlines and what happened in Love.
I was going to say they reported earnings. I mean, did hit these, but it's always great to reiterate them. $1.09,
Exactly.
expectation of $1.09. Operating revenue, $7.04 billion, expectation of $6.98 billion. Passenger revenue, $6.41 billion. Estimate was for $6.35 billion. Adjusted net revenue, $693 million. Estimate was for $689.9 million. And adjusted operating income, $807 million. Estimate was $846.6 million. But on the other hand, Royal Caribbean, they reported stronger than results. I heard you guys talking about that on pre-market prep this morning.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Royal Caribbean continuing. I mean, come on, guys. Who was talking about cruise lines, right?
Weren't you just on one, or weren't you on one a few months ago?
Yeah, just look at the chart. Look at the chart from May 1st, Nick Brown. Take a look at that. Look at QS today ripping. This is one of my best positions called out this year, and I'm a little mad. Like usual, guys, I sold it a little bit too early on the swing trade, and that happens just because, I sometimes just take what I can get, right? But here you guys see QuantumScape with another move higher. Solid state battery pushing strong today, up there to 1163. You guys know where I had this one? I had this one at 695s. This would have been a nice 70% winner. Come on, guys. Start swing trades, man. We've talked about some killer trades lately.
We sure have.
Definitely being some monster. I mean, QS from 695.
Dude, QS today alone is really, really good. Top, really, really. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Becca's in top since 81 cents, sold half of it, and has been riding house money for the rest of this. I mean, the only way you do that is by having these huge moves here. So our group's doing it, and it's more than just one stock. I love it. EOLS highs. Didn't have this one on my radar.
Man. Chrome slowing up my computer today. Man, that QS move is strong. Let's see if we can find some sympathy play off of that, right? So how did I find this, right? I just went to Mumu and I was looking for, of course, the strongest areas, right? You guys can see here, QuantumScape up 26%. Microvast getting the move, of course, MVIS. And I'm looking to see if this can get the continued move up, right? This one's not looking too bad. This is MVST. Microvast starting to get the lift above 262. This is a stock that hasn't really taken off here, but we're seeing QS take off. This is not a bad one to keep an eye out for today. Maybe a move to 280.
Highs. Nightscope top. Boy, this is a good day. Good day for the chat. Bex, are you still in Nightscope too? Oh my gosh. Our chat is making all of the money in the market today, folks. All of it. Leo, are you excited?
The scope.
Oh man.
I still to this day, I want to like do like a little test run with the night scope, right? Like
you want to abuse a robot police officer. Let's just call it what it is. You want to play tricks on a robot police officer.
I want to see if they can catch me.
I you know what? If we experimented with this and it ended in you getting tased and like being tased, I would laugh. I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know what to say. I would be worried about your health, but at the same time, I'd be like, Mitch is like, I'm going to outrun this dumb robot. It's like taser and Mitch is on the ground shaking. I mean, that would be funny. Like, that would be content right there.
He's the
gonna
one
lie.
that said he'll do it, Ryan. So that's his fault.
Exactly. He's volunteering here. I'm not trying to run away from a robot cop.
Hey, we work closely with Night Scope. Let's hit him up. Let's get this done.
We can test it safely. I like that.
Yes.
I'll feel like that guy that runs away from the dog in like the dog suit. It's like, no, dude, you're not getting away, bro.
Oh, man, that's
Oh,
feels
God.
good to laugh. Feels good to laugh that early in the morning. Not gonna lie.
It does. It does. It does. Like food for the soul, man. All
Top
right,
going
we'll look
for a
around,
higher?
guys.
The one thing I will say about Top, I clicked off of it. Top, I would be interested in this on a pullback to the VWAP. Look at what it did already today, right? Every time that it's pulled back to the VWAP here, it's ended up going. We were doing that in the pre-market. We did this yesterday, by the way. Same type of thing yesterday. So pull back to top here to the VWAP might set up again. Here we go. Are we getting it? VWAP 238. Let's see. Let's see if we get down there.
Industrials pulling back today. Just be careful in industrial, basic materials, and energy. Energy on the pullback. I'll look to see it hold support. Our 1 hour charts is what I'd be focusing on those oil names to see them hold that 1 hour support. You're still looking good. A lot of stocks getting the jump with the movement that we got overnight in the SPY. And so not a bad thing to see if we could get a little bit of some pullback here and then look to see that get the jump, right? Like the SPY is not really up as much as the Qs. The Qs are showing that NASDAQ strength today, technology, the second leading sector to the upside. So you're seeing a lot of stocks up there, right? Keep your eyes on stocks that are strong there. NVIDIA is a clear example, right? This is why I'm not betting against these tech names. At least doesn't seem to make sense, right? As you're seeing NVIDIA rip right back up to 468. I mean, there's no reason why this thing can't take out 475. So I'm not saying that that happens today, but I'll tell you one thing. I won't be shorting it by any means necessary. Amazon could continue to the upside. I like that one on pullbacks. That one's just pulled back recently towards a 126 support, now getting right back up there to 131. I'd keep an eye out on Amazon to see if that can make the move. I'll show you guys that right now as I put that full screen. We'll keep an eye out on that. Roku is on a pullback on the daily that I'd keep an eye out for. It just made the pop above in the pre-market. It needs to recover. I'd want it to hold 71s because if it doesn't hold 71s, it could come right back to 70s. So I'm kind of keeping an eye out on this one. I was looking at it. This also is going to affect a lot of ARKK, right? Let's just be honest. ARKK is up a little bit today. We'll look to see if this can pull back a little bit further. Square up there. Shop is one that we were talking about yesterday. Had a nice setup on the daily. I like that candle off the 64, 65 level. Look where Shop is today, 66.73. Really nice swing trade opportunity that we were talking about right here. What did we talk about yesterday, Nick? We were talking Shopify, baby. We were talking Shopify. Who knows about it? You know, your boy tries to get you guys some swing trades from time to time. I try to look out after you guys. That's what I'm all about, right? So definitely a nice little move there already in Shop as it moves higher. We'll look to see if it can continue to climb. If I see Shop move, what I look for Amazon, right? Why not? They usually move side by side. Also, Melly is one that I'd keep an eye out for as that goes higher, but that's a little bit more expensive stock. So just be careful on that one.
Watching for Top to come back into the VWAP here.
Well, there's nothing like seeing CENX stop me out for the tiniest loss there. And now I got those nothing but green on my screen, at least from the swing trades. I had 8 on, 3 of the losses cut really small. Now just working the kind of the green and just trying to let that just continue to rise. Hyatt, probably one of my best moves on the day already. As Hyatt goes higher, I'd look for Hilton to go higher, Marriott to go higher, Airbnb to go higher. Let's see if those can keep pushing. Look at those moves. Nice move there in leisure. And why? I think that was Royal Caribbean showing you the strength in leisure, giving you the potential move in the industry today in leisure. And so let's take a look at what's leading leisure to the upside. And you guys can maybe find some smaller plays even in here. BBIG comes up in leisure, and BBIG has already been making a move. So keep your eyes on that. We'll see what happens if that can continue to lift. But BBIG going a little bit up today. VSTO. Do you see how these leisure stocks are making a move to the upside? These are some that I definitely keep an eye out. Even Cedar Fun. When you're seeing Cedar Fun get the lift, you already know the deal, guys. It seems like it's that type of day where we're definitely getting that lift. Airbnb, nice little push higher, man. This is going to be one I'm really upset about that I did not buy long-term at the 120 area. That was kind of the area that I told myself to get it. Never got it. Now it's too far gone. 152s as Airbnb goes higher. This is actually an IPO that I think might last, Ryan. That might actually come back to the IPO and really hold that valuation. So Airbnb looking good.
Yeah, I've not had success shorting that. Remember, there was a report that Airbnbs were more and more vacant, so it'll be interesting to see if that carries through to the price. We shall see.
That was that short report, right?
What's that?
That was the short report, right?
There were a couple of them. There were numbers that they were reporting in their earnings call that bookings were down, but I believe there was a short report on that. Like I said, the short reports, a lot of times with those short reports, it takes time. Because it takes time for that stuff that they research to actually bleed through the company. We'll see. I took L's on it. I mean, I bought puts and they didn't work.
Strong move there. Mattel looks like it wants to keep going today, and that's really getting a lift here today. The 2250s. I'd look for pullbacks now to 2190s, 2180s, but we'll look to see if Mattel can keep lifting. Barbie. Overstock.
See it this weekend?
Big move too. Yeah, that's exactly what's on my radar this weekend. No, but look at Overstock, man. I've talked about this move when it started getting out of the 20s. It's up there and out of 38s. Why did I like Overstock? Because I've talked about how this stock is a momentum stock. And momentum stocks are stocks that you need to catch when we're driving with momentum names. Look at the move that has happened now in Overstock. It's up 11% from the open. It's up 23% overall. Big lift there. Noodles and Company getting the lift today. Man, this is making me hungry. I don't want to talk about food.
LPCN trying to move through its VWAP here. Getting stopped so far. LPCN is a wild one, folks, so be careful if you trade this one.
Mickey D's coming right back to the upside, so looks like it's shaking that off. Chipotle got hit hard today.
They got flushed. I think that's what you said on pre-market prep.
Yeah, you like that one, right?
I did. See, I watched pre-market prep.
I see you, big dog. Shoes pulling back to the VWAP. We'll look to see if that bounces. Marvell looks interesting for me right now. It's starting to come back up through the 65, 66. It looks like a little bit of like, I mean, you can see cup and handle pattern. And so I'm looking at Marvell right now as it starts to make that push. The real thing is that if for a swing, I'd like to be closer to 65s, but you know, I mean, that's hindsight 2020 now. It's at 65.50s. I would like to see that hold and take out 65.75.
We haven't chatted Carvana in a while. Whatever happened to the trades in Carvana? Did you guys exit out? I mean,
I was never in Carvana.
I think this is just taking a little bit of a rest.
Overnight,
yeah, taking a little bit of a rest. The one that I think can still go is Affirm. So Affirm is still looking good today out of that bunch.
Carvana got a downgrade. Carvana got a downgrade this morning from Morgan Stanley from underweight to two underweight from equal weight. They lower the price target to, he raised his price target to 35 to 12, but he's arguing that a second chance for success is discounted in the price. We think much of the rally is deserved, but the stock has run well above our increased target, driving a less favorable risk reward versus our coverage. So they upgrade their target to 35 from 12, but they downgraded to underweight from equal weight.
Short interest too, also taking a little bit of a dip. So the percent of float shorted going down slightly. So too are the days to cover. So shorts starting to lighten up on that name. Crow watching CTCX here, looking like you're hoping for a bust above VWAP, right, Crow? You're waiting for this to happen? Dave, good to see you this morning. You're trading Lyft?
Hey guys, you guys keep throwing up those names in the chat. Keep throwing up those names.
Yeah.
Today I'm a little tired, so I'm not taking too many trades, as you guys can see, and that's just going to be wise on my part. I've been doing this like almost every Thursday, where I'm a little bit tired, and the next thing you know, I'm like having horrible Thursdays in the last 3 weeks. So let's just take it easy for me today. But that means that I can look at stocks for you guys out there. So throw them up out there. We'll keep them looking.
Watch housing stocks. We're just getting some 10 o'clock economic data. Pending home sales plus 3% to 76.8 in June. And pending home sales negative 15.6% from June 2022. That's from the National Association of Realtors.
Dave, I think this is the breakout that you're talking about on Lyft, right? This move right through here. 1250-ish breakout on Lyft. This was a good spot.
Yeah, nice lift there.
Dave's saying Lyft will make a Carvana type move. Let's check out the short interest here. Lyft only 14% of its float shorted, but almost twice the days to cover. So two different measures of short interest here. Lyft maybe could make that move. We'll see if that ends up materializing.
Yeah, Lyft move looks to me like a move to 15, but I wouldn't see much more after that, because the problem with Lyft is the valuation and the earnings just suck.
LPCN, this still flirting with its VWAP here. We've had 2 attempts to punch above it and have immediately come back down. Let's see if the third is stronger. Top back in towards its VWAP here.
Tuppy tup. TXD getting back there. Nice hold of the pullback there towards the 220. He's going to look for that to recover by the end of the day. So I'd look for the oil stocks and maybe just start catching the lift here now.
Top back into its VWAP here. Let's see if I'm going to try some here. LPCN moving above its VWAP. Let's see if that can keep going here.
Defensive names also moving higher. There's not many times where you're going to see defensives and see like technology as one of the leading upsides. So just kind of keep an eye out on those types of plays. That's kind of a random thing to see. Discount stores, though, going higher. That looking good there. BIG is looking good. I know that some people like to play big lots because it's a smaller name. That's looking good right now. Target going higher. I actually like this move on Target. I talked about this yesterday. It's starting to get back above here. And I think it makes sense to start risking even maybe taking a shot there in Target for it to start coming back after really getting wrecked. I mean, let's just be honest. Target has been down since 2021, and it's down about 50%. So it got like a 50% haircut. Is now the time to maybe go after Target? I think you might actually have a good levels here to go off of. The only thing that you got to do is just kind of stay with the trend, right? If this is really a reversal of trend, we should get out of this bearish levels where we bust through like 140 on some strength. If we bust through 138, going to 140 on some strength, I actually kind of like it here. So I'm going to be looking for some little pullback in Target into like kind of 135.50s. If I can get 135.50s in the next day or two, I'll take a shot for sure.
Watch the banking stocks. There's a report from the Journal moments ago saying banking regulators on Thursday are going to meet to propose new rules that could raise overall capital requirements by roughly 20% at the largest banks. Officials are telling the Journal the prices or the precise amount will depend on a firm's business activities, with the biggest increases expected to be reserved for U.S. mega banks with big trading businesses.
AI pulling back to the VWAP. That looks interesting here. It has been strong on the day, and it's continued some strength that they're really catching back there towards 40s. We'll take out 44 today. Keep your eyes out on it.
Top bouncing off of its VWAP. Scalp that again.
Comcast with a big lift today, man. That's pushing. Straight bullish day, man. Straight bullish day. Has anyone been watching a little bit of Start Swing Trade on the prediction that I made on Monday? I hope you guys have been kind of tuning into that. And one thing that I've been talking about is that by the end of the week, you're going to start seeing everyone finally admit that we're in a bubble. I think I've been talking about this also all week. Do you guys believe it now? I'd ask the chat. What do you guys think? Put bubble in the chat if you guys think we're in one.
I do.
Ryan's with me.
Yep.
What do you think, Nick?
Top good view app bounce here.
I'm not commenting.
Uh-oh.
You can't comment that one?
He gives you a plead the fifth, baby.
No, but I just think like this action's too crazy there, man. And
LPCN getting wild here. LPCN. Holy smokes.
AMD getting that nice little lift off of and holding the 110s this week and coming towards the 113.50s here. Doesn't look too bad there. Even zoom, going right back to the upside. Roku's trying to hold that 71. We'll see if it holds it today. QS, what's up with QS here? Now finally pulling back after a run from 10 to 13. What a move in QS today. I'm glad I mentioned that stock. It's all based off of T-Mobile, Toyota mentioned. And then what happens is from there, it's a high short interest. It really starts helping it. Toyota, QS, you should call Toyota and give them a nice little thank you. Toyota's actually
LPCN going here.
A lot of stocks you guys can check out today.
Oh, LPCN, nasty pullback. Oh my God. Nasty pullback.
Think Tank said, we've been in a bubble for 20 years, dude. Bro, Jogan, America is a bubble.
Watch Amazon stock. Just moments ago, there was a filing that was brought to our attention by the content team here at Benzinga that Amazon has filed a patent app for online education using AI. Stock is ticking higher on my screen.
Already talked about that. It's on my radar for the up move. So it doesn't look too bad off the 132s, but I'm going to look for a little bit of a pullback here back towards 131.50s. If I can get that pullback on Amazon, as you start to see some people try to ramp into this name, I wouldn't mind it, especially on the hourly pullback here, and then looking to get the kind of the next move up higher around the 1030s. We'll see what happens with Amazon. Yeah, see, the key is with bubbles, there's always going to be certain stocks that get affected by the bubble more than others, right? It's not going to be everything, but like I've been talking about on pre-market prep, I feel like it's a tide that lifts all boats eventually. And so that's where you got to be careful. Yeah, the shoes with holes showing some leaking. Crocs was leaking earlier today. That's continuing down, actually. I just seen some of those stocks definitely take a hit. So if you're looking
for shoes with holes, that's pretty funny.
The shoes.
That's how I'm going to describe them from now on, honestly.
You like that one, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I
know
did.
You'd like it. The shoes with holes, man. Crocs, baby. It's going down. Let's see what happens. It's a big red bar for Crocs. And now looking like a huge head and shoulders on that Crocs chart. Yeah, it doesn't look good by any means necessary. XPEV pulling back today. That's already been ripping, so just be careful on that. It seems like it's just having a little bit of a pullback day. Thinking I might take a shot in K-Web here off of 2950s. So I'm thinking about K-Web here on the Moo even.
I had to take the loss on LPCN. That's a bummer. I was in the green too for a bit. Wild ones will get you. ULBI is still trying to make its way back up to the VWAP here. Lyft continuing that's breakout. Dave, nice on that one.
All right,
INMD, this was a Jason pick. This thing's just been raging. I missed this at 36 when he first told me about it. Oh, I got no one to blame but myself for that one, I'm afraid. Tup backing towards its VWAP here.
Looking at K-Web. Qs have pulled back a little bit though, and I will mention that, guys, to be careful out there. I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce now. Microsoft is still trailing to the downsides. I will mention that. Google's off of VWAP there. Amazon has made the pullback. Looking around, team, trying to find some more trades for us here. Like always, you guys smash the like button out there. If you guys have any tickers, keep throwing them up. QS at VWAP. All right, I'll take a look at that in just a second there. QuantumScape pulling back here. I still like a little bit more pullback, closer towards kind of the 1135s, but that's just me. I don't like the VWAP pullback right now on QuantumScape, but that's just because there was so much buying today. So I'd be looking for a little bit more pullback, but that's just me. If you guys like it here, I can't blame you. We'll see if we get that VWAP bounce right back up. So you can see that kind of coming right back down here. I'm liking the next layer of support. So I always look sometimes for layers. I feel like there's a layer of support right around here. Yeah, your 1206, your $12 level. And there's another layer down towards 1176. So somewhere between 1176 and 1127 is what I'm looking to hold. And that's kind of more of your hourly pullback levels. So 1176 looks a little bit better for me. We'll see if it gets back below that. And then I can start taking a shot on QuantumScape if I wanted on the intraday. SPY is actually in the red right now, so just be careful there. Keep your eyes on if you start to see that kind of change. Technology is almost in the red now. This is when I told you earlier today that it was interesting to see defensives and technology actually at the upside. Right now, we got to keep watching to see what's going to actually take lead here and what can go into the red. Industrials deep into the red today, so that doesn't look good actually. So if you're like trading the airlines, well, I think they might just kind of leak out a little bit more, right? And so you're seeing that come down a little bit there. Shipping ports, railroads turning around there, right? You can be careful with defensive names. I think it was LHX that had bad earnings. We'll see if that can keep coming down here. Lockheed Martin, is that continuing to leak? Yeah, that's continuing to leak there. And then earlier in the week, we had another one that got hit too, RTX, right? Well, that's pulling back even after this keeps kind of getting held back. We'll see what happens though. Industrial names. Deere on the pullback. Glad I sold that one up there at the 440s. Did it get to 450s? Yeah, I mean, but am I going to be mad about missing 10 points when it's now down to 425? Hell no. So now what do I look for? I look for 400. I want to see a move slightly below 400. And look for the golden cross here, which is the 50. That yellow moving back above the purple. Yeah, That's what I'm looking for on Deere to get back in. But for right now, it is pulling back. Be careful out there. GE was at the top of the range. This actually looks to me like I might be able to trade this right back down to the bottom of the range. But hey, fighting GE is something that I don't think I should do.
Femi's going to halt here at 80 cents. I don't know if any of you were trading that.
Femi, that's a nice little push. All right. Catch up.
Man, Femi, big move here. Looking around for something else. Not having the day trading that I wanted to have, unfortunately.
Hey, it happens, man. I just keep rolling with the punches. Got to deal with the hand we're dealt, right? Look at Roku holding that 71 to the key. Like, I was talking about it way before it got even close to that, and it held it to the spot there on Roku. So we'll see if that kind of keeps bouncing there. But Roku coming right back up. That could go ahead and give a little bit of a bounce there to start coming back up on ARKK. We'll see what happens, though. Definitely starting to get a little bit of a drag down into Qs. Need to see this recover here around the 383 level. If not, we might go lower today even, guys. Could be a little bit of a tricky day, right? As you're getting these quick pullbacks and then a nice little push higher. Zoom actually staying strong right now. Tesla coming down today. Even Apple, a little bit too far pullback there. Need Microsoft to stop leaking. If not, I think we're going to keep kind of coming down here. That's where I got to think about, do I just sell out of my Micron position and just take the 6%? A little part of me is thinking about just taking the money and running, especially if we're going to keep leaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a stop here around the 70.15s. If it does cut me out there, I'm okay with that, because one thing I can't do is give up this gain, right? Giving up this gain would not be smart in my book, at least for swing trading. Going back to your charts.
Yeah, don't when you have a swing like that, especially when it moves into the green, it's probably your best bet to raise your stop so that it's impossible for that to go against you, and then you don't end up losing money. That's definitely the way to play it.
Yep, that's what I'm doing now. No matter what, I'll have a profit in this. That's why I'm glad I took 30% out earlier in the day, and that was on the pop, right? So sell some into the strength, then set up just protection against the move so you don't lose the gains. That's the way I like to go about it.
Yeah. Lift doing well for Dave here. Tup, this was a nice bounce off the VWAP. I actually didn't play this one. Looks like it might be getting a little heavy here. But Tup, this has given us action all day. This is really all you've needed so far. ULBI. This really needs to take VWAP and get some volume flowing in there. We'll see if that happens. QS was a rager too. This was such a good one, Mitch. I wish I would have swung this one with you at 6-2.
Right? It's like, Mitch, you sold too early. You sold for 30% win, but it was too early, man. You know how that one goes, right, Ryan? You're like, man, but I saw 30%, man. 30% seemed really good, but yeah, it's been a monster. But there's also daily resistance up here, right? And so when I first got into the move, what was the maximum move I was looking at? Was up into this space, right? So just to mention that, right? So I think you've had the move today. I think I have to look for a little bit more pullback today. It's made a huge move on the day. It did hold that kind of 1176 area, went to 1170. So that's not the bad area, I think, if you're trying to risk off of on the today's action. So you see that 1176 area, you did a wick through there. So it went to 69, but look how it's a wick, right? And so that's why I was looking at that level. That's the next layer of support. I always look at layers of support to try to set up where I can see pullbacks going to. And I love to see wicks through that layer, but the body closes above it, like you see on this inverse hammer candle right here, right? They call this a hammer candy, I hear some people call this. And then one thing that I want to see after I see a hammer candle is I want to see a bullish engulfing candle. That's what you get here. So essentially, I wouldn't want it to break that support if I was on the 1 minute. This is off the 1 minute, the way that I'd be playing it, right? It'd be that 1184 kind of support. I can maybe risk down towards 1175, but I shouldn't see a close below that 1184. And I'd be looking for the move to get back above 12 and hold. As you can see, you're right back into the 87s. That's where it gets a little bit iffy here. We'll see what happens. Get a test there. We'll see if it's a wick or does it come right back up. All right, still looking for maybe taking KWeb, but I need that to pull back towards like 57s and then see China stocks reverse. But the Q's coming down doesn't make me feel confident about taking some China stocks today. So I need the Q's to recover.
Femi opened and hit 90. That's that penny stock that ran into a halt. I didn't trade that one at all. Here's PSQH. You guys were trading this a number of times this week. Big spike here on volume. This really moving off the VWAP. I don't know what's going on with PSQH. I don't see any news here. PSQH moving.
Q's moving down. Be careful with that team.
Tilray, excuse me. TUP moving back towards its VWAP. Tilray stopped at 211 here on the way back up. 214 was your day high on Tilray, stopped here at 211. Coming back into VWAP there.
All right, guys, thinking Success here to take a little bit of a quick trade here. Just got to be quick with it and not risk too much. But I can try to take a little bit of a shot here. See if I can get 61 here on the pullback and then just come right back up through 65s. Orders out there on Moo. Boom. Got it. As quick as that off the bid. That's what I want to hear, Moo. That's what the hell I'm talking about. Boom, boom, baby. Just got in there off the quick little dip there. So in here on Sox S, right? So this is actually looking for more downside action. 861, 50 shares. Let's see if this can go higher. Going to go ahead and risk off the bottom right here. And like always, got to be smart, right? Can't risk too much there. Going to risk off pretty much, let's do it right off 56. I'm going to give it that 1 penny. And then looking for it to go right back up to the upside. So risking what here? Risking about 6 cents with 50 shares, looking for that move higher through the 870s, coming back there towards 885 is really what I want to start seeing as this stocks starts to come back. One thing is everyone is leaning bullish, so we could get a little bit of a pullback there, right? Wouldn't be too bad.
Definitely want to shout out Sydney Osborne here. Every day mentions Tidewater. Sydney, I believe you've been trading this since like the 20s or the 30s, so you're up quite nicely on this. One of the things that I noticed here is this is actually a really nice daily chart here for a potential breakout and move higher. I would say as long as this on this pullback that we're getting here, as long as this level gets held here, let's call it 57.50. Like this for maybe a trade back up, break off the top, and then going higher here. So you've been on this for a long time on Tidewater. Looking pretty good looking chart here. Let me see if I can reset. There we go. A pretty good looking chart here. And looks like this could go higher if it takes this out. So props to you.
All right, I could risk down there even to the 51 spot. So I'm going to give this a shot here on the Success. Really want to see this start to get to the upside here. I could even add some more shares here, but got to be careful with the risk, right? Looking for Success to start making the move to 880s. Would want to see the Qs just start to drop, NVIDIA start to drop. That would probably take about my gains there in Micron. Did I get hit? Yeah, I got hit on that Micron pullback right there. Yeah, there it is. It's out. Full out of Micron there, guys. Not a bad trade. I can be mad there, right? I mean, if I can get 8% on a name just in 2 days, especially a name like Micron, I'll take it. Does it mean that it's completely stopped me out? No. Stop like the move on the day? No, because it still did like kind of a wick out for me where it wicked me out. I might have gotten, a little bit stop hunted. So for right now, I'd be looking to see if it can hold 70 and recover 71 on the day. This is the micron spot there. It's pulled back there. We'll look to see if it recovers. If not, if it goes through that 70, that's definitely not something that I want to see. Look at the Qs going lower here. That's looking good there for my success as it starts to push here now to 869. We're looking a lot better in the Moo account. Let's go. Let's go.
Watch Disney and Comcast. Comcast president Mike Cavanaugh spoke during the second quarter earnings report, and he said, alluding to the Disney ESPN partnership acquiring them, we've heard those talks come in. He says, quote, he felt it was highly improbable that Comcast would partner with Disney on ESPN. Comcast could certainly be a sensible partner, but he says that it's highly improbable that Comcast would partner with Disney or ESPN. Both stocks are moving higher right now.
All right, guys, going to try to get this up there towards the 85s and 90s. If I can get it up there towards the 85s and 90s, I'll take it all out there. I think it could eventually get there towards 9, but I'm going to try to ride it up there towards the 890s. 885 spot is really where I see a little bit of some resistance that we're going to have to push through.
Tup bounced off that VWAP again. I'll tell you what, Tup all day. PGY being mentioned here in the chat by Wiss. Wiss, I like this. PGY, this little formation here. I think if this moves up past what we got, 248 is the high print here. I think maybe this breaks out. 250 was the pre-market high from a day ago. So if we take a look at the 15-minute here, look at this. I mean, oh gosh, I don't even have my screen up. Here, this is the breakout spot here, right? So maybe PGY through 250 here gets going. It's got size at 248 that it needs to take first. But this is Pagaya. This has had a really nice move. Let's see if it breaks that off here. I like this, Swiss. Yeah, nice
All
trade
right.
on Femi, Crow.
Looking around, guys.
Smoke tuna. Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good, my friend. I'm just trying to see if there's anything changing up here, and I'm definitely seeing some stocks pull back here. So just be careful out there. Stocks that are still making some moves. QS is still making some moves. It's at 1180s now, though. Just be careful on that one as that one starts to pull back. We could see some quick little pullbacks here as the Qs are going lower there, lower now to 381, guys. We are seeing some leak here. NVIDIA starting to leak, and you're starting to see what? Microsoft go lower. Remember, I mentioned that earlier today. If I saw Microsoft keep leaking, that's where it starts to be a little bit dangerous there. Definitely a bigger stock leading the downside action, and Apple even going back down here. So you could see some downside action keep coming in here. I'm enjoying playing the stocks S, but like always, this is kind of just more for rent action. Do I think that we're going to continue seeing downside? No, but I'm at least going to try to rent it for today and get some of the money.
PGY up to that 250 spot. This is the spot to watch here. I'm long some 248 PGY. Back off that spot now.
Success there towards 878. Of course, I have it from 61, so up about 17 cents on it. Just looking for it to keep climbing. I got in just before Money Mitch. Success 850s to 920s. That's what you're looking for, Jay? Hey, we'll see what happens there, Jay. Crocs bloody. Yeah, stocks that are bloody probably get smacked on a day like today. So Crocs could keep coming down there. Also, Love could keep coming down, right? Look for stocks like that to keep leaking. CMG could keep getting the flush. One stock that I thought could get the flush today was Kava. It's already getting hit hard here. Big thing for me is this stock has big valuations, came out above their valuations on the IPO, has been hanging out here multiple times. I think today it might crack 50s, but that's just my outlook. O'Reilly's also getting smacked.
That was like another good one.
The interesting thing here about PGY is it looks like we're in a gap from 250 to 689. I mean,
All
just a
right,
massive,
success there
massive
now
gap
to
if we get this.
880s there. We're looking really good now. Definitely the moo trade working well here, guys. What can I say? Let's go, baby. Let's get after it, team. We're going to see what we can get today. It's a stonky stonk type of day, so be careful out there, team. Things are moving around out there. All I gotta say for all the bulls out there is
What is love? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
no more.
I barely hear it, but yeah.
Don't worry. We can turn up, Ryan. We can turn up.
Ryan, I was gonna say something. I was like, don't say it, but
I mean, I was waiting for both of you guys to start doing the head bob thing from Night at the Roxbury, but this didn't
yeah, that's not
materialize.
happening on this show. I can only imagine management watching them like, oh, 3 clowns on here.
Hey, Nicholas, you didn't know I'm getting ready for the voice, baby.
And on that note, we changed to, something else.
Oh, I'm trying to get the money. How's that? I'll focus on the success to see if we get this money here. You guys see it getting up there now towards the 880s. I want to see it keep going. 86, 90s, somewhere in there. I'll just take the money and run. Like that's like just a nice little day trade. I'll take it. Keep this account going. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Almost getting to the end of July. It's been a really good month and definitely starting to see some pullback out there. It's weighing in the markets. Every sector in the red except communication services, even defensives are in the red. So just be careful out there, team, as we're starting to see technology go lower and lower. It was actually a leading sector earlier in the day, now pulling back. At this point, no matter what, this is going to be a winner for me. If not, break even, exit. Won't let it cut through the 61s from here on out, just because we've already gone a pretty good percentage away from the entry. At this point, I'm like up 2%. I could just take the name off right there, but I won't I'll make sure that I won't lose on the position moving forward. Banks moving up, says bro. We can take a look at that to see if financials get into the green. Yeah, that's a nice little call out there. You are start seeing financials trying to get to the green, at least from the open. It's overall in the green, but you can keep your eyes on those names. Let's see if JPM gets right back up there. Goldman Sachs staying strong. Bank of America. Look at the KRE to see if it can recover. It's going from red, now trying to get back up to the green. We'll see if it can get to the opening price of $49.65. Such an important level to reach. We'll see if these can keep moving, but it's definitely a day where you're getting those bull traps, right? I mean, everyone was kind of leaning towards the bull side today. You're not the only one, guys. Energy is trying to come back up there. That doesn't look too bad. Basic materials coming back. When we start getting this downside action, sometimes we're getting energy and basic materials to get the lift. We'll see what happens there. Chemicals. Oh, the chemicals. Trox up. Dow Chemical getting some lift today. Not many times have I ever traded the chemical names. All right, big pullback here now as the Qs start to come back, right? We'll see the recovery, or will we kind of cut through these levels, right? So in the pre-market, we had this little jump up there, and now we're starting to see the Qs bounce off of that. That's around the 381.30 level. You got 381.37. So let's see if we cut that again. If we do, we could go lower. If not, I'm going to look to see if we get back there towards VWAP. If the Qs can recover 383.50s, it'd be looking good for it to start working its way back. If not, I'm looking for it to just hold 382 as resistance here and come right back down.
Crow saying, by the way, Ryan, Nick is too young to know the Night at the Roxbury reference. I understand that Nick is on the young side, but Night at the Roxbury is classic. It was evolved from a Saturday Night Live skit. I mean, I wasn't born when Star Wars was released, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let you tell me something I don't know about Star Wars. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought Nick might be all about that. I for sure know Mitch knows what Night at the Roxbury is for sure.
Kevin, just rewind it. There's no better transparency than rewinding the tape on us, right? Well, check out what we were talking about XOM this morning. Talk about what I was talking about in energy. You can also take a look at pre-market prep at the very end. I talk about energy. I talk about XOM specifically, and I say hold 105. You're looking good. And I talked about it this morning. You got to look at the hourly chart when you're looking at XOM a lot of the times. That's what gives me the edge on XOM's chart. So that's what I kind of give you to take a look at. And I'll show you that chart right now as I put it up full screen here. Sorry that my computer's just being dead slow today, but there you guys see it. You see how it goes down towards the support on the 1 hour? The 1 hour support is right here. You guys can see that around this kind of 104.80s level. It went right to it and then recovered. This is how it stops out the smaller traders on the 1 minute and keeps the bigger time frame traders that are trading with the trend, like on the daily and the hourly charts, still in the trade. Be careful with these types of pullbacks. They can stop you out and then the stock's right back up.
PGY looking like it's trying to go here. We shall see, folks. Come on, PGY. Let's go. Let's go take out 250 here.
They catch you out there with Nick. They even caught you in your suit the other day, man. You see? The chat knows. Nick's like, man, I can't get away from this chat now.
No, I can't.
Nick, so have you seen Night at the Roxbury?
I have not, but
Do
I want to.
Do you know what we're referencing?
My family has, and they talk about it a lot, so we're trying to see it. So I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say that might be one when it's on TV at some point. Maybe just check it out for a little bit. You'll understand. It won't take you more than 15 minutes to figure out the joke. Let's put it that way. It doesn't matter where you start the movie. Within 15 minutes, you'll have the joke down.
Don't worry. We could dress up for Halloween and get over there to Benzinga. Do a little da 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 da.
You know, Mitch, your Halloween costumes are normally so on point that to me, if you went as one of the Night at the Roxbury guys, it would be totally believable.
You know it. I'd rock it. Now the only question is who would I pick, right? That'd be the harder one. I think the chat knows who I'd pick. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the stock action here. Let's go back to the market here. It's the SPY pulling back there on the 1 hour. Will they hold the 1 hour supports? That's what I talked about on the Qs. That's what I'm looking to see if it holds there. It's trying to recover right now. 382s. I talked about that level just a second ago. We started using it as resistance. We popped above it. Now let's see if we go right back below, or do we use it as support and work our way back to 380, 350s? If that happens, I'll probably just even get out on break even there for success. I'm still in the green right now, but I need to see this Qs continue to break down if this is going to go in the green for me.
What's going on with ETRN right now? This thing's spiking.
Okay, so
this is from this morning.
Yeah, ETRN. I think this was the one that even let me just check right quick because I did get a kind of heads up, I think, about this specific stock. No, it's not this one. It's something else. So I have to look up what's going on there in the ETRN. Nice little pop, though. I agree with you. Man, nice little pullback also to the 950 level. I like that 950 pullback. But this stock doesn't move like this often. So just be careful. The daily chart looks good, though. Daily chart actually looking pretty good there on ETRN. So I like a quick pop. But if I can see a stock have a good daily move also, that makes me feel a lot better about taking the shots on a stock like this. It's an oil and gas name. We'll see if we get that pullback there. But there was a slight second pullback there to 950s. It went to 942. That was actually a pretty nice opportunity there. I'll show you guys the chart there. So you see it here. It's at $10 right now. It's a quick little pullback. It was only on the 1 minute chart that you could have maybe seen that. So there's the VWAP right here. It pulled back on that one to 940s and then right back up there towards 10.
I was going to say the headlines in Pro that's tagging the stock is from Reuters. It's saying the U.S. Supreme Court removes obstacle to long-delayed Mountain Valley natural gas pipeline, and the Supreme Court lets work resume on the Manchin-backed gas pipeline.
All right, guys, setting a stop limit here on stocks as it pulls back here. I set it at 59, so 859. If it stops me out there, I'm okay. One thing that I definitely want to do is this should be some type of position where it just rockets and keeps rocketing, right? The cues that keep kind of starting to stair step their way higher. That's where I got to be a little bit careful because I move right back up. And there you go. I can end up losing bigger on this position. Only going to risk about $1 here. We'll see if it starts to make a move back up. Of course, I'm in at 861. Q's coming back there. Stock's ass pulling back here. We'll see if it VWAP bounces. Don't want it to get through the 59 spot. There's some support there at 57s and 56. So just trying to see if it can just get the VWAP bounce right back up. All right, might adjust here. Give it another penny. All right, going to give it another penny there. So I moved it down to 58s just in case here. If I can get another like kind of cent just in case it just does like a little bid move where it goes to 59, then right back up through 60s. Then I see it at 70s. So we'll see what happens there on success here. Wally wants me to check out XLC. Is that the communication spiders? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take a look at that. That's the leading sector to the upside today, and that's actually continuing to drive higher. Why is this one moving higher? Wouldn't necessarily know exactly. One thing that I'd look at this one is the weekly. Look at the weekly 9 EMA on it. I'll show you that right now. You guys keep your eyes on that ETRN. Has that pulled back yet? We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it has. It went higher. It went higher above 10s and pulled back currently at 987. I'm not trading. This is too wild for me.
Yeah, too wild. Yeah, it seems a little wild. I'm not going to lie there. So let's go back to that XLC there. So XLC there is trying to recover 69. We'll see what else is going on there. Daily is trying to get back there through the 69 spot, get back up there through the 70. We'll see if we take that next step up there as XLC is looking strong. But all right, guys, just got hit there on success there. So lost there a little bit there as it starts to come back. So got hit there on that pullback. I'm out of success. Lost about $1.50, so can't be mad about that. So it just got hit there. Just wanted to let you guys know. So one of the things that I feel like I do really well on in the small account is when I lose very small. When I win, I expand my winners. So that's what's really been helping me. So that's just going to happen, guys. And right there, 639, but continuing the equity curve, which is all that matters, guys. We'll see what else is going on. Could have just been a little bit of a wick out there as it went to 58s and then came right back up there. We'll see what happens
back at
on the Qs.
PGY back at 250 here, and it's taking some of it. Watch PGY if it goes through 250 here. I'm long from 246. They're taking it through. on PGY. They refilled some at 250 there.
QuantumScape holding the VWAP like 3 or 4 times. That actually doesn't look too bad there for some day trading action off of kind of the 1176 area. You're looking for the Qs to come back and just pop there towards 1199s. It looks really nice there. I'm not going to take it because I'm not going to open up a day trade right now. But this looks good on the nice little setup. I'll show you guys it. Remember, I'm not taking this, but I'll show you guys the setup at least. It's already making a move here towards 1206. I literally just talked about it. Why? Because it's doing what I talked about, the 3 times trying to break VWAP and then reversal signal. There it is right there. Now that's a reversal signal to me, right? I mean, look at that move on QS, right back up there to 1215s now. I'd be looking to see if this could get back up there. First resistance around the 1228. Then the next spot there, 1250s. Then you got 13s, right? Logical spots. That's what I'd be looking at. We'll see if it starts to make the lift. And nice little push there in QS. And also a little volume bump, which is what you want to see. That actually looks interesting. Not a bad little move there in QS. All right, taking a look at my swing trades today. Hyatt being the best one. So we could take a look at that one right now. Just give me a second here. I'll try to put it up. I don't know what's going on with my low computer today.
Yeah, maybe it just needs a restart, refresh the RAM and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it because it just seems like it's Chrome. Everything else is running pretty fast. So it's kind of just weird. I hate Chrome.
Took the gains on PGY for right now. We'll wait for it to set up again.
Google, can you
not pissed about today, even though I got gotted on LPCN. Not pissed. Identified some stuff and kept it rolling.
You keep it rolling. We keep it rolling. All right, Hyatt looking good here. We'll look to see if it gets back up through the highs. A really good high that I'm looking for is 124.86. Move back above that. It's going to be looking really good. Airbnb to 153.15s. That's continuing higher. At least I'm glad I talked about leisure. I didn't talk about too much about Airbnb, but I talked about Hilton and Marriott as of late, and those have been really a nice little move there. So I hope that you guys are being able to catch moves like that. It actually looks pretty good there. There's another one that you guys can maybe look out for. If we're really going to get this move in some of these like vacation like kind of places and things like that. It's usually late to the move, and that's why I kind of like it here. It actually looks pretty sleepy, which is VAC. So I'm going to put one on your radar that I don't normally put on your radar here. You guys know Money Mitch, always trying to find something a little extra. What about Marriott Vacations Worldwide? This is kind of more like your timeshare type of play. This actually doesn't look too bad off the weekly. You know, you could see it off the weekly. You could see it like kind of holding in this 128, 122 area. Can it get back up there towards 140? Doesn't look too bad there. I'm going to keep this one on my radar. It actually looks pretty good there with that recent cut through. Would want to see it kind of start holding this kind of 126.50 level. It went to 126 today. Start holding that level. Really start to recover. VAC, not a bad one to keep an eye out for. I always like to bring you guys something that maybe you guys aren't looking at. Then you guys can make your own call, right? Beamy. That's at 97 cents. Looks like that has $1 written all over it. But I hate these dollar move ones. Very rarely do I ever see the dollar ones that break the dollar and then continue going. They maybe get to like 120, but a lot of times I see those $1 ones come right back down. That's why I don't play those dollar ones. Like the true penny stock. Like that to me is a true penny stock. I just can't play those.
Yeah, I don't like playing penny stocks like Femi. I've been watching this move up since it started to break out. Just sitting here being like, oh, I'm not going to play it. PGY with a kind of a pathetic move. ETRN really going crazy here, though.
Penn getting a little lift today. That's not a bad one to keep on watch. And the one that I'd keep on watch with that one is Caesars. I like Caesars a little better than going after Penn. That's just because it's a stronger stock, stronger outlook into the future. So I like the way that Caesars is setting up here. But your mention on kind of Penn move today, Craig, not a bad mention there. All right, guys, I think we're going to start wrapping it up here. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Any last call out here for you guys, Ryan, Nick, anything you guys want to mention?
No, I mean, the market, like I said at the outset here, if you can't beat them, join them. I've been, waiting for the market to trade down. It hasn't. So instead of just sitting on the sidelines and missing everything, looking for some opportunities in the meantime. So I'm going to keep monitoring how the market is doing. Remember, we have PCE tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow will be kind of a bigger day. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. PCE comes in. Of course, we'll keep watch on that. Like always, you guys can keep up with Ryan R. Faluna, Nick Brown, News by Nick, of course. I appreciate you, like always, coming in here, Nick, and helping us out with some of the news. Now to go ahead and get Ryan out of here, we'll get Nick Brown out of here, and we'll bring on Zunaid in just a second here, guys, as I start to wrap up. Like always, guys, stay around and check out Moomoo if you guys want to get some free, of course, some stocks, right? You guys see me using Moomoo and working my small account challenge up there, 28.25% on the small account challenge. You guys know it. Got to flex a little bit on that one. It's been a great time here with the small account challenge, but like always with small account challenges, what do we got to focus the most is capital preservation and working it up base hit, base hit, base hit at a time. Of course, if you guys want to catch a little bit more of that talk or take a look into my swing trading action, which you guys see me expanding on. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that later today. Start swing trade. That starts, of course, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you later today. Now to kick it over to the all access. Are you guys ready to go ahead and get into some new stories? It's always good to learn from the new stocks out there, and there's always opportunities. So let's bring on Zunaid and get over to all access.
What's going on, man? Appreciate you hanging out with us here. David or Paul, just go ahead and give us a thumbs up whenever you are ready to go, and we can go ahead and kick things off. But chat, we appreciate you for hanging out with us. Let us know if you guys do have any questions for us, as we do have Paul, who is going to be joining us today from Safe and Green Holdings. Ticker on NASDAQ is SGBX. Again, let me know, Paul, whenever you are ready to go, and we can go ahead and get things going. You give me a thumbs up because I can't hear you if you... All right, perfect. Here we go. So let's go ahead and start all access right now. Paul Galvin, Chairman and CEO of Safe and Green Holdings. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me, Zanad. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure of mine here as well. Now, we've got a lot to talk about. I know you had some news that came out earlier this month that I want to get to, but for the folks at home that might not be familiar with your company, if you could explain it to me like I'm five, what is it that your company does?
Sure. So we take modular construction and use those solutions to solve the biggest problems that exist in our country and the world, namely sustainable employment, affordable housing, and point-of-care medicine. And we originally did that repurposing shipping containers, and now we use other forms of modules, including wood, like H steel, and what have you. But what I'd like your audience to recognize is that from our perspective, the module itself, or the shipping container, is a technology delivery device. And that could be your home, it could be a CLIA lab, it could be a primary care or imaging office, and it could be an ADU in your backyard. So we have gone from designing and using the factories of others And now we have up to 1.1 million square feet available for us in made in the USA space. And we're building in Durant, Oklahoma and St. Mary's, Georgia. And we're a good employer. Not every company should be an employer. We're a good employer.
Well, look, I'm in Georgia, so I'm gonna have to check this out sometime. But has that impacted your margins in any way, in a positive way or negative way?
It's helped us with the margins, and it's given us more control over the means of productions. We can count on our own estimates and bids as being accurate. And we have a development company that we're going to talk about shortly. And one of the reasons we developed our DevCo and our factory ecosystem at the same time is because they're related. The factories are going to build the 4,000 houses or apartments that the development company has under control. And for the factories, that's approximately $800 million in 7 years.
Well, let's talk about DevCo here. I know on July 12th, you talked about you got the SEC approval with the Form 10 that's needed to go ahead and spin off. So let me give me a little bit of insight on why you did that and how this can help investors in the long term.
Sure. We have great shareholders at the parent level, SGBX. Our market cap is about $20 million. It seems unnaturally low. We'll leave it at that. Considering we have one subsidiary that's 100% owned with 75 million in assets, which is our development. Our plan, spinning out the development company, is we're giving only our existing loyal and dedicated shareholders 30% of the development company. 70% stays with the parent. So
right.
Approximately 25 million in equity to people that believe in the platform and have stuck with us. And we're giving them another horse in the race. It's connected back to the manufacturing, which is in the parent. And we believe it's going to take some stock trading pressure off the parent. But more than anything else, we have $75 million of assets in our development company. And I think it's about 5 million in debt. So to try to understand the parent valuation, if you figure it out, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, this is why I asked the questions and hope that you can go ahead and answer them for me. The next one that I want to talk about is your non-COVID related revenue, which has grown tremendously. I believe you're up to like, what is it? 30 million is what the game plan is for the end of 2023.
Yeah.
What's in the pipeline, if you're able to tell us on how you plan on getting there? But I also want to get a little bit of insight on maybe 2024 in the early quarters.
Sure. So pre-COVID, I think we had 7 employees and did about 3.5 million of revenue. And then you can follow the trajectory since then. I think we'll have about 150 employee positions now.
Yeah.
We were able to use COVID to kind of help fortify the company, to acquire factories and to acquire the real estate to go into factories. So SG Echo did about 3 million pre-pandemic, and this year, plus or minus 30 million in revenue. That 30 million is comprised of blue chip clients like the US military subcontractors, Domino's Pizza, and others we're under NDA for that we repeatedly deliver for, but it's a kind of a secret for them.
Sure.
We eventually, I think we see maybe a 70-30 split where 70% of the factories are just going to be building for our development company, which, like I said, have about 4,000 units to deliver over 7 years, and which is going to provide a lot of upside. Not just through the development themselves, but at the end of these developments, the real estate is worth something, whether it's rentals or sales or selling assets at the end for good cap rates. We have a lot of ways to raise money for the company. We have a lot of assets that are in play. The markets are unreliable. We don't want to be trapped to have to raise money, and we've created independence through these verticals.
So the financial, I wanted to say this for later on, but since you kind of brought it up, so the financial health of the company is looking solid?
Yeah, we just in one company, we have a net 70 million in assets, even though our market cap is 20.
Right. And then you mentioned the 5 million in debt of that, right?
Yeah, we have some debt against it, but very low leverage.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to, we could sell any of those assets and monetize. We could co-develop, joint develop, internally develop.
Well, so now the company's name Safe and Green Holdings. So I have to go ahead and talk about recycling. If my notes here are correct, you were one of the first ones, if not the first one, to get the ESR certification. So you could go ahead and use the recycled materials. How does that help you in the margins? Because something that I've kind of noticed is when companies try to go green, it may kind of impact their profitability for some of them. Is that the case here, or does that kind of help your margins here as well?
No, it's a win-win scenario. Anything built modular is greener than anything built traditionally. And the benefit here is your hard cost, especially in urban union high price areas, is you're just saving in the wage. You're building in a controlled environment. You're doing skilled work, but repetitively. And so that you get into a groove. And then your site work is finished on a Friday. And if your building is 5,000 to 7,000 square feet, it'll be erected on Monday.
Yeah.
So you're saving half the time of your project. You're saving about a third of your soft costs, which are time driven, construction loan interest, insurances, general conditions, heater, cooler. A third of all construction supplies delivered to a traditional site are lost or stolen or broken.
Can you give us an update? I know you had published it, but I'd like to hear from you as well on the manufacturing facility in Oklahoma. Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, so Waldron has got a C of O. It's ready for business. We're starting to, we've been creating a workforce inside our first factory that can go over and help lead the second factory, which is best practices. And so we'll be phasing work in there over the next 30 to 60 days. And that will also help to alleviate the $800 million backlog for DevCo.
And I know you had talked about Domino's and you've got someone that you're not able to talk about, which we absolutely respect. Can we expect more partners coming up here to end 2023 or 2024?
We're going to be very judicious who we allow in our factories. We have enough business.
All right. I appreciate it. Now, look, we've talked about a lot in terms of what you've done, the revenue and in the pipeline as well. But before we go, Paul, I wanted to kind of give the floor to you to talk about anything I didn't get a chance to bring up. Viewers are all yours.
Sure. SG Blocks provided point of care medicine. We provided all of the COVID testing at LAX airport during the pandemic in 5 shipping container lab with a great partner, Clarity. And we took that money and we built a real estate company that's going to be public in 3 weeks or less, and a factory system that has $800 million to build internally. What we haven't talked about is we're re-emerging in the medical space. And we're taking that point of care model, which is the future of medicine. Our first target, we signed and announced an agreement with the People's Trust, with the Teamsters. We're providing a full array of healthcare services to their members at the Port of Long Beach. Primary care, phlebotomy, CLIA lab, imaging, and pharmacy. So that working class people, the backbone of this country, who oftentimes don't get any medicine, are going to get world-class medicine and the best cancer and genetic markers available. And their union is supporting them, allowing them getting it during the workday, so that this is a model that's going to work for any union. It's going to work in tribal territories. It's going to work in the developing world. It's going to work in urban public housing markets. Bring the care to people that need it. We have a great team. Last thing I want to say is one of the ways I gauge the success and the movement of the company is the quality of the people that we're onboarding. And we've never been able to attract better people, both as executives and as officers and as board members. We're very grateful for that. And I know what we're down to now is simply execution, and we have the people to do it.
Investing in the people, that's the way to go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out with us. That is Paul Galvin, who is the chairman and CEO of Safe and Green Holdings. Ticker on NASDAQ is SGBX. Paul, thank you so much.
Thank you much.
Absolutely appreciate you. And thank you all for hanging out with us. But the show is just getting started, as All Access is about to wrap up. But we do have Crypto Unlocked, a webinar coming up, which we will redirect you to. And then, of course, we've got a little special surprise for you. We've got NBA All-Star Baron Davis, who's going to be a keynote speaker. So stick around for that. Thank you for watching All Access.